Shooter take a shot deep. Open target. From left to right, sets off. Oh, down! Watch him, he's gonna step. He's gonna go for it. It fell from the sky into air and ice.
The recently renovated Kinnick Stadium, home to tonight's matchup between the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the 18th ranked Iowa Hawkeyes. I'm Kevin Hicks, and I'm joined tonight by CJ Orndorff as we bring you an awesome non-conference matchup here at the CFSL. CJ, this is the first time these two teams have ever actually gotten to play each other. What are we in for tonight?
We're in for defenses and offenses clashing. Nebraska coming off a serious loss last week. Iowa looking to do the same thing to Nebraska this week.
Well, we'll see what we've got in store as Iowa is going to be taking the ball first, going right to left across your screen as the return is run out to the 22-yard line. As Tevian Tyree coming out, Iowa's impact player for the night.
He's been hot here recently. It's going to be interesting to see how this offense lines up against this Nebraska defense tonight.
Ball sitting at the 27. Coming out on first play, a nice run up the middle, breaking a couple of tackles already. Tyree picks up 7 yards.
Starting off with the rush game, this Iowa offense, you got to be careful to watch it because if they continue this, they might just end up burning you.
Yeah, great first run to open up the game. Looking nice in the very clear, crisp black jerseys. Now we've got range back to pass, ball coming out to the right and batted away, almost intercepted there by the Cornhuskers.
Absolutely, that would have been a big play for this Nebraska defense just to wake them up from last week's devastating loss.
Now 3rd and 3 coming up. Sitting, looking, tossing right again, and that one dropped. Footsteps definitely played a role in that one.
I'm guessing children of the corn, that's what the Hawkeyes are a little bit worried about, but donning those black jerseys, maybe a blackout.
Just seeing that ball fall incomplete. Now Iowa back the punt. It is away, brought in just inside the 30 and taking run out and splitting a couple of defenders is Joey Smith, picking up 12 yards on the return.
Good return, going out there. In my opinion, Nebraska has a lot to prove going into this week with that devastating loss. So.
Coming out, Tom Towers in the pistol. Receiver in motion across, and ball comes out over the middle and dropped. That ball just got jarred loose on a big hit.
Absolutely. We talked about Tom Towers last week. He was 21 for 38, 205 yards, 1 TD, and 3 INTs.
Definitely wanted to show a bit better showing. This time, ball is out complete. Jimmy Brown tries to turn upfield, accidentally steps out of bounds. Going to bring up 3rd and 7.
He's got to be more alert about where he is on the field because sooner or later that's going to burn you.
Now 3rd and 7, back in the pistol again as Towers looking, gets the pass out over the middle, picks up the first down and more. Breaking a tackle is Martinez, grabs 22, first down for the Cornhuskers.
Start picking up and putting last week in the rear view. This is a new game, and that's how you come out guns a-blazing.
That's a great pass. We've seen quite a few passes over the middle from Towers last week and this week. That seems to be his favorite go-to spot. Not as much of a sideline route thrower. Now coming out in the shotgun, 3 receivers dropping down to the bottom of the screen. Has a nice pocket to throw through him. That ball is complete. Dodging a defender, running towards the pylon, and getting pushed down at the 1 is Jimmy Brown. That pylon's knocked over. That might have been a touchdown that just didn't get called.
Absolutely. He was there, but as you can see, that one defender right at the goal line stopped him dead in the tracks.
Man, that is a great defensive play to hold him out. But now the ball's sitting about 6 inches from pay dirt. Nebraska coming out looking to take an early lead. It's come out under center. 2 backs in the backfield behind the ball. Handed off and running left. There was a hole, but Ennis is not able to pick up the touchdown. Loses one on the play.
So we seen this earlier in the UNC Miami game with both teams going back and forth at the goal line stand. That's what Iowa's starting to do.
It looked for all the world. Ennis might have just been able to run in. Tried to slide a little bit to left. Now 2nd and goal. Ball sitting about the 1.5 yard line. Dropping back to pass to Towers. Now taking off and running. but sacked, loss of 5, going to bring up 3rd and goal from about the 7. David Tilley Jr. with a very important sack for those Hawkeyes.
Absolutely. He was able to find Towers got open, and I guess he didn't see the man, so time to go back on third and goal.
Ball sitting now about the 6-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Taking a look, stepping up into the pocket and brought down from behind. Towers is sacked again. Hiro Nikojima picking up a sack, 4th and goal, and the field goal team is going to come out for a kick.
Just amazing breakdown of the circle right there, and he's able to get around the flank and attack.
That's an amazing stand on defense from the Hawkeyes, getting literally the last possible second to keep someone out, and then pushing Nebraska back 7 yards. Nebraska, though, does take an early 3-0 lead with that field goal.
Absolutely, and last week it looks like they're starting to shake off them woes, because if you remember, Kevin, they weren't able to get those guns ablazing early.
And this time the kickoff does go back into the back of the end zone. Going to be brought out for the touchback ball at the 25. We see Nebraska's defense did step it up, forced Iowa to punt in the first drive. We'll see if they can't duplicate that success.
Honestly, I think we're going to see probably more blitzing on first down from Nebraska.
And a quick pass out to the right, and that's Garrett Warner picking up 3 yards on the first down pass.
Iowa's been known to chip away and then lead these big plays. Maybe they'll start some big plays here soon.
Now we got CC Range under center, 2 backs behind him, ball handed off, running up the middle, and getting yanked down by the shoulder is Tavian Tyree, only able to pick up 3 there.
Anywhere else that would have been a horse collar, but just wow, just what a play.
Nasty looking tackle now, 3rd and 4 coming up. Iowa seeing if they can put a bit of a drive together. Has time in the pocket, throws. That one caught, had a Nebraska Cornhusker defender trying to jump the pass, but instead Maddox Cash brings in a 16-yard catch for a first down.
Iowa's starting to get those guns going. They're going to want to answer back against that Nebraska field goal.
And you see on the replay, had number 39, that's Denny Laird, just trying to jump the pass, tried to get the INT, but instead let that pass go through for a catch. Now coming out with a fresh set of downs, Iowa sets up with an empty backfield. Range looking, has a nice pocket, gets the ball out to the right and running, picking up a first down and more is Chael Covington picking up 18 yards.
He was able to stay in bounds, so with that, the clock's going to keep running, but just what a catch and throw and run.
Nice play there, picking up some good yardage. Going right to left on your screen in their All Blacks. Nebraska defending in the visiting white. Ball sitting at the 35-yard line, heading in. Range with 3 receivers, 1 in the backfield. Delayed handoff, play action handoff. Range gets a pass over the middle for 3.
There's a lot of white jerseys there, not enough black jerseys to get there and try to bring it in for forward progress.
Here we go.
Now 2nd and 10, dropping back. Another good pocket, has all day to throw. Waits, throws left, wide open. And now Nebraska's going to get a chance to show their goal line stand. McAllister brings it in, gets dropped at the 1. Can Nebraska do what Iowa did to them just moments ago?
I don't know, man. He was in the pocket for over, 5 seconds, give or take. Nebraska has been showing a decent defense starting out here.
Just barely keeping him out of the end zone now. We're going to see what Nebraska has up their sleeves. Iowa says, we kept you out. Now we want to punch in. In a goal line stand, ball handed off to the fullback. That's Brammer, not able to pick up anything. 2nd down coming up.
Drew Lake read that play perfectly and was able to get there before the Iowa player crossed the line.
2nd and goal. Ball handed off again. Running to the right. Tavian Tyree not able to pick up anything either. That's Denny Laird picking up his 2nd tackle of the night. 3rd and goal coming up from the 1.
Iowa's probably sitting over there scratching their heads. What do we got to do to get past this team to get in the end zone? Just try to punch it in, boys.
You've got 3 feet, and that time Tyree's able to punch it in. Touchdown, Hawkeyes.
The run game works out. It's now a 6-3 ball game pending the PAT.
PAT snap is down, kick is up, and through the uprights, Iowa does convert their 1-yard goal line stand, able to take a 7-3 lead. That's a 7-play, 75-yard drive. Got 4 minutes, 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Hawkeyes lead by 4.
Little score update. In Tuscaloosa, Alabama leads Florida 17-7.
Joey Smith with a nice 25-yard return, going to set Nebraska back up on offense. Last time they got stopped on the 1-yard line. They just saw how you get it punched in. We'll see if they can come out and do something similar, get another drive going. Towers comes back looking, throws backwards, off, turns around, spins, throws it out of bounds. That was an odd-looking pass. I think he was just trying to get away and not take the sack.
Absolutely, and Towers did that last week, and he was picked off multiple times, so let's hope he doesn't relapse into that.
Driving back with a nice pass this time, picking up the first down and a little bit more. John Martinez picks up 15.
Hey, man, good pass right there. He had his eyes on the receiver. Receiver was able to turn around, haul that catch in, and truck one dude getting the first down.
That's a nice job by Martinez to pick up that yardage, knock one guy down, try to fire up his team. As Nebraska's going to come out, ball sitting at the 40. Towers back in the pistol, got 3 receivers right, 1 left. Blitz coming from Iowa, not able to bring the runner down the backfield. Ennis picks up 8.
They're chipping away. That's what Nebraska was trying to do last week, but they ended up passing more than they were rushing. It's going to be interesting to see how Nebraska comes out against this Iowa defense.
Out to in the backfield, but everyone drops out. Screen pass out to the left. This one able to pick up 1 yard on the screen.
Towers learned his lesson from last week. He's starting to pass to the right and the left, not dead center like he did the game last week where he had multiple INTs.
Now out of the pistol again. This pass coming slightly to the right and picking up another first down. Martinez picks up another 8 yards and another first down.
Just chipping away one after another, blow for blow, trying to match this Iowa defense.
And Nebraska stringing together a nice little set of plays here. That pass out to Damian Leonard, not able to pick up any yardage.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
Now coming out 2nd and 10. Looking to get the ball a little bit further downfield. This pass out to the left, caught and brought in for a 2-yard gain. John Martinez picks up another 2 yards, but it's going to bring up a long 3rd and 8.
Absolutely, and this Iowa defense, just talking with everybody on campus, student body, and also players, they want to play their best against Nebraska, but they're going to have a long night.
Bringing some pressure, but not able to get to the quarterback. That time, Jimmy Brown picks up the catch right on the sideline, picks up 13 yards and a first down.
Just move the chains. That's what you want to do. Keep this Iowa defense on their heels.
Yeah, Nebraska here stringing together a long drive, getting quite a few plays off. That pass just over the receiver's head. Receiver hadn't quite turned around to look for it yet. Going to bring up 2nd and 10.
No shame in that pass. Throw it away. The throwaways won't really affect the stat line at the end of the night. It just matters if you can get it in their hands.
Now changing the play at the line, dropping back. Another pass to the left. Receiver turns to catch, drops it. Was about to just take a huge hit if he brought that in. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Cornhuskers.
He heard the footsteps coming, not just light ones. Those were heavy.
Now Towers dropping back to pass again. Looking, trying to find somewhere, and gets the ball away as he's hit. Ennis able to pick up 3, but that's going to bring up 4th and 7. Nebraska's going to have a long field goal coming up. Ball sitting at the 25. Kick is up and through the uprights. Nebraska able to get a 2nd field goal. Going to make it 6-7, but Iowa still leads with 2 minutes left to go in the first.
Absolutely. So it might be 7-6 here, but things are starting to come unglued for Florida right now. It's 24-7. Bama leading.
That is a much larger gap than we've got here. We just got ourselves a 1-point game. Iowa come back on defense after taking that touchback. We've seen Iowa's defense hold twice now with some very nice plays. And Iowa's offense, the first drive, not so great. Second drive got them a touchdown. Now we're going to see what they have in place as Range has, again, all day to throw in that pocket and finds a man downfield and, not able to walk the tightrope as McAllister. He was home free.
Just amazement. Just look at the pass he had all day in the pocket, and he was able to get open, get loose, able to pull that pass in, and if he would have tippy-toed it and stayed in bounds, he would have been to the house.
Just needed about another inch of green space on his left side to make that a huge play. But instead, it is going to be 1st and 10, ball at the 46. Range, delayed handoff. That's going to be going for big yardage. Tavian Tyree picks up 12.
He trucked a few people. Might have to get a check on them. They might be seeing doubles or triples of each other. Just an outstanding run game.
A nice job by Tyree picking up big yardage on that delayed handoff. Now coming out another 1st down. Nebraska's defense is kind of starting to crowd up on that line, dropping back to defend the pass and able to be complete. Cash pushed out of bounds after 6 yards.
Nebraska's starting to tighten up on defense. You notice that he didn't have that much time in the pocket, so that's something to watch over this next few drives.
Range under center, 2 to his right, 2 in the backfield. Ball handed off to Tyree and squirting forward, picking up 3 is Tyree. Going to be 3rd and 1.
This is a run game. They must have ate their corn before the game because they're exceeding the limits of everything going. They have this Nebraska defense on their heels.
Now with an empty backfield, quick pass over the middle, brought in and able to get the 1st down is Maddox Cash picking up 12 yards.
Well, his last name is Cash, so he's Cash Money on that catch for the 1st down.
I'm upset that you stole that from me because I was totally sitting on that. Cash is Cash Money now. Dropping back to pass again. Ball out to the right. No receivers open. Just throwing that one away. Going to bring up 2nd and 10.
He didn't see anybody open, and we teach that to every high school student, and also at the college level. Throw it away. You get another set of downs coming for you. So.
2nd and 10. Ball in the 15 in the red zone for the 2nd time. Ball handed off. Spinning off one tackler. Tyree picks up 6.
He tried to put him in the spin cycle, but it didn't really work. Just good running, though.
Now 3rd and 4. Range in the shotgun. Empty backfield. 5 wide receivers out. Pocket collapsing. Ball thrown over the middle and not brought in. Dropped at the last second. Nebraska's able to hold and force a field goal attempt.
Looked like some popcorn on that last stand right there. Just right there in the end zone. Nobody could grab it and haul it in.
Field goal attempt is up and through. Iowa takes 3 points back. Now leads at 10-6 with 24 seconds to go in the 1st. Now Nebraska is going to come back out. Ball's going to be at the 25-yard line again. After that, we see the game summary so far. Iowa with 149 yards already this game. Nebraska comes back out on offense. Towers looking, doesn't see anything, throws the ball away to the left, not able to make a completion. It's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up. As Iowa's defense looking to hold yet again. We've got 20 seconds left in the 1st quarter. Towers dropping back to pass again. Ball coming out to the right, able to make the catch, but oh no, they're going to rule him out of bounds. That looks like a good catch, but instead it's going to be 3rd and 10. Not able to walk along that sideline.
I felt like he was in, but
now the refs have better view of us. Now a deep pass down the right side and not able to bring it in. Kirsch had a chance at the INT, not able to complete it. Very dangerous pass there. That was up for grabs, and that was a Hawkeye defender just not able to bring that in. Punt is away, brought in at the 37-yard line. Now running forward, getting across the 50, getting past the 45. Tavian Tyree putting on some double duty, special teams and running back. Going to set Iowa up with good field position for what's going to be the last play of the 1st quarter. Only 2 seconds left in the clock. In the shotgun, Pass complete over the middle. Breaking tackles, running for the end zone. It's got all day, all the green space. Touchdown, Hawkeyes. CC Range gets his first touchdown pass of the night. That's number 12 on the reception. Terrence Jones getting his first touchdown of the night. Extra point is through. Iowa ends the first quarter up 17-6. That is a nice way to end the quarter. Now everyone joining the Iowa tradition, turn and wave to the Children's Hospital as we end the first quarter. Iowa with an 11-point lead. You're watching the CFSL here on YouTube. Second quarter getting underway with another kickoff. Spencer Lewis Jr. picks up 24 yards on the return. Nebraska's coming out having given up a touchdown at the end of the first quarter. Now going to be looking to see what they can turn around here. Nebraska under center handing the ball off. First big run we've seen, breaking a tackle and picking up 9 yards is Ennis. That's going to be 2nd and 1 coming up after a big run. Second down coming up, 2nd and 1. Ball out to the right side, caught, brought in. Jimmy Brown picks up a first down on a nice play heading out to the sideline. Jimmy Brown's picked up 4 receptions already tonight. Seems to be a favored target of Towers.
Towers has been able to get, this ain't the same Towers we saw last week, ladies and gentlemen. He's able to complete all his passes and yet to throw an INT.
And there we see him trying to scramble, get out of the way, but instead David Tilley Jr. picks up his 2nd sack of the night.
Well, this Iowa defense has been known to bully every line they have came across, and that's just bullying right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Now 2nd and 13 coming up. Ball sitting at the 33. Towers under center. 3 receivers left, now 1 going in motion to the right. Ball's handed off. Nothing doing that time, and it's dropped in the backfield.
Bryce Simmons, y'all, he was able to expose the line right there and just crunch it for a kill.
After a tough run and a tough sack, it's going to be 3rd and a long 14 for Towers. It sets up in the shotgun, has a nice pocket, blitz coming in. Now ball aired way downfield and just a bit past his receiver. Going to be 4th down and a punt.
He thought he had a man downfield, ladies and gentlemen, and it was a beauty pass. If they would have connected, it would have been top play.
Yeah, the receiver had a step on his defender. Ball just a bit overthrown, unfortunately. Now the punt is away, being returned, getting back to the 47-yard line is Tavian Tyree.
The special teams for Iowa, they know what they're doing. They're chipping away. They're trying to keep everybody on their heels because you don't know what's going to come out the gate. So.
Send up under center. Drop back, quick pass to the left. Ball is brought in. Maddox Cash picks up another 6 yards. That's his 4th reception for 40 yards on the night.
This whole entire offense and defense, they've been just shooting on all cylinders tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
That looks real good. Oh, a nice pass. Leading his receiver, Warner picks up 17, takes a big hit for it, but that was a pretty looking pass.
Absolutely. He's going to feel that in the morning, ladies and gentlemen, the way he was brought down on his neck and stuff. You might be seeing double or triples of people. So aim for the right one, hopefully.
Now coming out with the fresh set downs, ball sitting on the 30 after that big pass completion. 2 backs in the backfield. Wide receiver in motion. Ball handed off. Running up the middle is Tyree. He's able to pick up 5.
I don't know. The Nebraska defense looks a little shaky out there. I know it's a road game for them. It's loud here, so it's yeah.
Well, it's their first time in Iowa. First time these 2 teams have gotten to play against each other, so we'll see what it is. As Tyree goes for another run, able to pick up another 5 yards and pick up that all-important first down.
They're just feeding it. They're feeding them plant-based corn. I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure. So
I think all corn's plant-based. And now Range doesn't see anything, able to escape the pocket, dodges a tackle, and able to pick up 13 yards on the scramble. Nice mobility out of the quarterback.
Absolutely, and if the replay shows it, probably he found one big hole within the Nebraska front line. He was able to execute it and expose it instantly.
Carnivore corn, I think there was a musical about that. It was just carnivorous plants. This pass to the right and into the end zone. Warner brings it in for a touchdown.
Just firing on all cylinders. A beauty pass to the corner of the end zone. I think the kids up in the hospital are liking this.
Oh, we see that pass come in. Warner had no one around him. He had all the space in the world for that to get in.
Absolutely. He was on Cinnabar Island, technically.
Well, that's a nice, quick 6-play drive for another touchdown. Iowa stretching out their lead 24-6. As we see the Iowa mascot doing some push-ups on top of all the cheerleaders. That's a new one.
Absolutely. And a little bit of score update. It's now 27-14. Favoring Bama.
That gap is closed while the one here has widened a bit. As Nebraska's coming out back on offense, got to find some way to get things kick-started. We haven't seen the INTs from last week, but the offense hasn't really been clicking. Now we've got a nice pocket, and that ball just floated out there. Didn't look like anyone was open downfield. Towers just gets rid of it.
From up here, Towers looks a little bit shaky. I know he's trying to shake off what happened last week, but it's a new week, new ball game, new set of downs. It's time to tighten up.
A nice read option, able to lure the defense after the wrong person. Towers able to pick up 8 on the keeper.
If you can't do it yourself, or find someone downfield, hand it off, let them do the hard work. Heck of a job.
That was just a very nice read option, just really triggering the defense there. This time, ball just handed straight off. Ennis able to pick up 2, but it's not going to be enough. Ball's going to be just short. It's 4th and 1. Punt team comes out again.
Nebraska's starting to get those wheels turning. Towers looks a little bit shaky, but they're on the road. It's loud. It's their first time meeting here in Iowa, so it's interesting.
Now this punt gets away and breaking a couple tackles, able to get to the 40-yard line. Still on his feet. I thought he was out of bounds. Tyree picks up 34. How did he stay in bounds there?
I don't know, but Tyree, he's starting to get up there. While the rest of the team has 202 with 2 touchdowns, he has 42 yards and 1 touchdown. It's starting to click, man.
And the team as a whole already 250 yards and 3 touchdowns on the night. Now on the toss. Ball's on the ground. Fumble. And CC Range able to pick that up. I don't know if the toss didn't get hauled in or if it got jarred loose.
Well, it looks like on the replay it got jarred loose. We had this issue in the UNC Miami game, and it got returned, and the referees overturned it. That was just a clear knock it loose, and nobody could get on top of it quick enough.
It was a nice job by CC to have enough awareness that ball got loose and to throw himself on it like a grenade. Now a nice pass to the left, able to pick up some of that lost yardage. William Price picks up 8, 3rd and 7 coming up.
That's what you want to see. You fumble it accidentally, bounce back with a decent pass, get you close to that first down marker.
Ball sitting at the 35. Probably just outside of field goal range. The backfield is emptied, now tossed to the left. Grabbing the ball and bring it in. McAllister picks up 10 and a first down.
They're clicking on all cylinders. It's going to be interesting. They're on the road. It's shaky, I know, but this Iowa offense knows how to overcome everyone. So
now drop back for another pass. That one into some tight coverage. Terrence Jones is able to bring that in, pick up 4, despite having a defender wrapped all around him.
There was just a sea of white jerseys there, but they still got them on their heels, even though it's only 2nd and 6.
Iowa pushing in again, ball just outside the 20. This time handed off to Tyree. Stiffs arm 1, then runs into a second, gets pushed around, still able to pick up 3.
Chipping away. That's all I can say about it. That's what this Iowa offense and defense know how to do on both sides of the ball.
Now coming out, has a nice pocket. Oh, blitz gets through, and ball just barely got rid of. Cash able to bring in the catch, brought down at the 1-yard line. This will be the 3rd 1st and goal from the 1 we've seen tonight. Iowa's put one in. Nebraska was unable to. We'll see if Iowa can do it a second time.
Cash wants to take the money to the bank. You see what I did there?
Yeah, okay, they're going to back it up. It's on the 2-yard line, so it's not quite the third first and goal from the 1. But still, very tight goal line stand. Ball handed off. Tyree punches it in. Touchdown, Hawkeyes.
This is not what you want to see, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Nebraska fan. Things getting ugly in the second quarter. Yes, it's not like last week, but things got ugly quickly. It's getting there. Have faith.
Nebraska is going to have a bit of a hill decline coming out down 25 points. But still got 3.5 minutes left in the second. You've got the entire second half. There's plenty of time to come back on this one.
Absolutely. This game ain't over yet. We still got plenty of ball game left.
This one knelt back in the end zone for touchback. Over on Twitch, Bama leads Florida 27-14 near the start of the third quarter with Florida driving. Over here, we've got Nebraska back on offense again. Tied in motion across the formation. Drop back to pass is Towers. Doesn't see anything. Sprints out and not able to break the shoestring tackle. Does make it where it's not a sack. Tilley Jr. is just going to have to be happy with the tackle.
Absolutely. He got a hold of the aglets, but he wasn't able to get the full leg coverage, so.
Towers back to drop again, and that pass over the middle and just dropped. I think the receiver was turning upfield before they finished bringing the catch in.
And so last week he was throwing across the middle. He was getting picked off left, right, and center. That's something you don't want to see from Towers right now.
Now take a look. Ball deep down the field to the right into double coverage. Bryce Simmons knocks that ball away.
2 black jerseys against the white jersey. Double coverage. Something you don't want to throw into, ladies and gentlemen.
Now Nebraska back to punt yet again. That's several back-to-back punts for them, unfortunately. As I was going to bring the ball back in at the 35, running forward. Pushed a man 3 yards downfield, does Tyree.
Somebody better call the Iowa Highway Patrol because he just got shoved to the next postal code.
Oh, they're saying the ball was out. It didn't look like it from up here in the booth. Now it's under review. Got ourselves a fumble situation.
Absolutely. I think he was down, but there's so many camera coverages here.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Well, the refs didn't even motion that there was a fumble before, but the play gets reversed. Iowa does keep the ball. That was not very clear from up here in the booth. We need some better sight lines. But Iowa's still on offense after that near miss. And again, all day in the pocket, another big pass down the right side of the field. McAllister picks up another 30 yards, 102 already on the night.
McAllister just handed out a shoulder pad sandwich, ladies and gentlemen. He was able to get open, run his route, and he was able to pull that catch in. Just unbelievable catch, run, and throw right there.
And I'm just impressed by the patience of CC Range. Able to get back in the pocket, just drifts a little bit to the right, had all day to find which of his receivers he wanted to throw to, and we're seeing some big chunk plays coming out of that Hawkeye offense. And this one, not a big chunk play, but a catch nonetheless, as McAllister picks up another 6.
Well, Kevin, over the last few plays, he's had a lot of time in the pocket. That's when Nebraska needs to tighten down because sooner or later it's going to continue to burn them drive after drive after drive.
Now Nebraska spreading out, trying to get something. Here comes the man around the corner, but it's not enough. That one's out of the back of the end zone. Looked like he was just barely standing on the back line.
He had a half cleat in and a half cleat out. He couldn't pull it in, so.
Now they got to shake it all about and try it again on 3rd and 4. Set up 2 minutes left in the half. Ball to the left, and jumping to make the play is J.P. Shannon, able to knock that one away and force a field goal kick.
This Nebraska defense, we talk about goal line stand. Look at that red zone stand, man. That was excellent.
That was some nice range on a leap to knock that pass away as the field goal is up and through. Iowa stretching the lead out 28 points.
28 points here. On Twitch, Bama leads Florida 33-14.
Getting a nice lead there for Bama as Joey Smith is going to make the return out to close to the 20-yard line. Ball sitting at the 17. 2 minutes, 3 timeouts, plenty of time to get downfield. That one batted up in the air, almost picked off. Nice play by the Hawkeye defense.
Looked like a volleyball spike, ladies and gentlemen. If he would have pulled that in, he would have had plenty of white jerseys in front of him, but he would have made it.
Dropping back to pass again, rolling out, wrapping that ball up to keep it safe, knowing he wasn't going anywhere. Towers gets taken down for 8. Iowa calling timeout to preserve some time for another drive.
Right now, this is not what Nebraska needs to be pinned up against their own end zone.
Now just handing the ball off. Ennis going to pick up 2 yards, force Iowa to take another timeout. But punting from the back of their own end zone, ball's going to be brought in near the 50. Iowa's going to have good field position, a minute and a half and a timeout left.
Absolutely, they'll be able to kill this clock out and head into halftime up 34-6.
Now there's Tyree picking up another 11. Gonna bring up 1st and 10 on the right side of the 50 as we see the play breakdown for the Iowa offense. 24 passes, 260 yards, 14 runs for 50. A decently balanced offense, particularly coming out of the Hawkeyes.
Oh, absolutely, but sooner or later Nebraska's going to figure out what they're doing, and it's going to go topsy-turvy on them.
Not seeing anything. Range taking off running, has some room, has a blocker with him, able to pick up a bunch of yards there. Ball's going to be dropped down at the 15. Range with a nice scramble.
Absolutely. He's got the legs, he's got the power, but he ran into a Husker brigade right there.
And that's going to be so frustrating. It's like we've been saying, Nebraska's not been able to pressure him out of the pocket. He's out all day in the pocket. The one time he doesn't have time in the pocket, he just takes off and runs and pulls off 20 yards. Now the ball handed off again. Tyree picks up another 10.
They're chipping away. They say, no, we need more points before we go into halftime. It's starting to become blowout scenario here.
Yeah, they've got the time for it. They've got a minute left here in the second quarter. Ball handed off again. Tyree pushing for the goal line, carrying people on his back in for another touchdown.
What can we not say? They're spreading the ball around. The pass game and the rushing game is on point, ladies and gentlemen. It's starting to become blowout scenario here in Iowa.
I was going to have a chance to stretch this out to 41-6. Ball is up and good. So Nebraska had a couple of good drives early with their offense, able to get down the field, had the failed goal line stand, had another drive going, able to get field goal, and then after that third drive of the game, their offense has just sputtered.
Absolutely, and if we're going to go historical reference here, think of the Model T. You have to crank it up. That's what the offense was like. They crank it up, they get going, and then they just stall out. And I'm waiting for them to crank it back up again, you know?
Now Nebraska trying to get something going and get here again. Ball tossed out to the right and knocked away. That's some more Hawkeye defense. The Hawkeyes, they're living up to the Marvel counterpart saying, we spot the ball, we hit the ball. Might have to go talk to them about getting some sort of deal with the MCU. Now Towers airing it out deep, but this one flies out of bounds. 3rd and 10 coming up.
You brought up Marvel. I can't believe you used that. Nobody was open, but it's working for him. So
now Towers taking a look, and after handing off, Ennis able to pick up 3. Gonna be 4th and 7 with 43 seconds left to go. Looks like Nebraska's gonna just try to run out the rest of this clock. Iowa, with only the one timeout, seems content to take a 41-6 lead into the half.
Absolutely. Both sides of the ball have been good. Nebraska started a little bit. I'm anxious to see how Nebraska responds in the second half.
Yeah, coaches will definitely have some talking to. I just got to think is like if the Iowa Hawkeyes actually were getting some help from Marvel for their college program, I kind of want to see them in like all purple jerseys now. I'd really like to see if they could pull that off, as we have a nice return by Tyree, picking up 17 yards. But that is going to take us to halftime. Iowa with a commanding lead, 41-6. CJ, what's Nebraska got to do to change things up in the locker room?
So in the locker room, personally, I'd get into the locker room, listen to your coaches, because game film doesn't add up to game day action. You know what I mean? If you look here at the highlights, they were able to stutter them for a little bit, but soon Iowa was just clicking on all cylinders, executing, exploiting weaknesses within the Nebraska defense. The Nebraska field goals helped. It ain't really like last week. This is a new team, new game, and we haven't seen Towers throw the INTs yet. Towers has changed from last week. It looks like he's got his feet underneath him, and he ain't throwing it and making bad decisions, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would take incompletions over INTs, but Towers is going to have some work ahead of him. Only 105 passing yards for Nebraska, 262 for Iowa. We'll see what Nebraska can do as they come out in the second half. But for now, we're going to head it off to the studio. You're watching the CFSL by PX1 Sports here on YouTube. We'll be back with the third quarter in just a bit.
Iowa is lined up for the kickoff.
And we're back with third quarter action. Nebraska is going to get the ball to start off the third quarter, have a chance to cut into this lead. Down by a good amount, but second half basically is a new game. Have a chance to bring some stuff out, try out some new things that you weren't doing in the first half, see what Nebraska has up their sleeves that they cooked up.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting because, like you said, it's a new half, new game. First half's away, so.
We're starting off with the big pass to the right, or to the left. That one looked like it was about brought in, but it jarred loose at the last second. Going to bring up 2nd and 10.
So we bring up the big margin here, Kevin. Back in Tuscaloosa, it is 47-14, Bama dominating.
And now dropping back to pass again. Towers not seeing anything downfield again, having to throw it away to keep from taking a sack. Looks like Nebraska's receivers may be having some issues getting some separation.
Absolutely, and it's also loud here, so maybe they practice during their practices back at Nebraska University with the loudness. So
now big pass down the right and jumping for it, but not able to bring it in. That one was a nice 50-50 ball, but not able to bring it in. Nebraska going to be forced to punt again.
It was a good throw. You have to be honest. They had a man downfield. He was almost open, but he wasn't able to pull that in.
Ball's away. This time, Tyree getting decked almost as soon as he brought the ball in, only able to pick up 7 on the return. Nebraska's defense definitely did come to play. Special teams look good, but now Nebraska's defense stacking up the box, anticipating a run, able to get some pressure. That's one of the few incompletions we've gotten from range where it's the defense really forcing the issue.
Absolutely. We talked about in the first half how he had all this time in the pocket. Nebraska is now battling that and make sure he can get the pass off quickly.
Now with more time in the pocket, range has got completely out of the pocket, eventually decides, nope, there's nothing down there. Let me just run it forward for another 5 yards.
He had all day. He looks like he was standing there waiting for a bus to come get him. He was able to find a hole finally and make some forward progress.
5 for 8 on third down are the Hawkeyes, trying to make it 6 of 9. Ball complete out over the middle, able to get that first down. Going to bring up a new set. That's Maddox Cash with a nice reception.
Cash and range connection going on here a little bit. I like it.
See Denny Laird with his 7th tackle on the night there. 1st and 10 now, ball handed off, running to the bottom of the screen is Tyree, not able to turn it upfield. 2nd and 10 coming up.
The Nebraska defense starting to come to life a little bit. Maybe the defense will give that shot to the offense. So
Drum back again. Range able to get the pass complete, and Cash pushed out of bounds, but not before he picks up the first.
Keep chugging along. That's what you want to see out of this Iowa offense. Nebraska defense needs to hunker down and dig in.
Nebraska stacking the box again. One back in the backfield, ball is handed off, and the stacked box making travel a little bit difficult. Tyree able to pick up 5.
Lots of Cornhuskers there to kill that play afterwards. Just, it's amazing to see how this defense is starting to come to life later in the game.
Iowa setting up 2 receivers either side. Ball handed off again, letting Tyree pick up some more yardage. Eventually brought down after being caught underneath by a pack of Cornhuskers, able to pick up 3.
They need to start passing here soon, because sooner or later Nebraska is going to start jumping on it.
Now 3rd and 2, nice pocket, ball complete, short to the left. Cash picks up 5 yards and a first down.
Just starting to get crazy, just keeping them on their heels. That's what you want to see as your offense. Defense needs to start digging in, because sooner or later you're going to need that big play.
And we see the red zone report on the night. Iowa 6 for 6 on red zone visits, 4 touchdowns, 2 field goals, as Tyree picks up another 6 yards.
Just starting to get crazy. I know we're praising the offense. The defense is out there. They're doing their best trying to hold this onslaught of Hawkeyes offense.
And I'll give credit, Nebraska has prevented a lot of big plays. But these short plays, now holding a man off, desperately trying to get to the end zone as Cash gets pushed out at the 1. Here's that 3rd 1st and goal that we had slightly taken from us earlier. See if I was able to punch this one in. Dropping back to pass, has all day in the pocket, tossed to the back of the end zone. No one's there. That one's incomplete. Going to be 2nd and goal from the 1.
So I don't know what Nebraska needs to do. If they need to start doing a goal line defense every time to work, make it work, because that's what it seems like it's working now.
Now the ball handed off, running to the right is Tyree, able to sneak in, grab his next touchdown. Iowa stretches the lead out 47-6.
He was able to find a hole and get in. That's all I can say. Good run right there.
And we've seen some good offense. On the defensive side, like I said, Nebraska holding as best they can. They're preventing all the big plays. Seem to just not quite have the firepower to stop Iowa in their tracks. And all the small plays eventually add up to big points.
Absolutely. That's what you want to see from all this. Speaking of big points, big plays, Bama 55, Florida 14.
Nebraska coming out on offense again after they had 3 and out last time. Tied in motion across. Coming out of the pistol is Towers, taking a look, able to get pass complete, breaking out of the first tackle and stretching out for 5 yards is Martinez.
They're starting to get that offense talked about, like we talked about during halftime. It's going to be interesting to see if they can keep going like a train, putting coal in and get going.
Cornhuskers looking to put a drive together. Back in the pistol again, looking to pass. Ball comes out to the right, and jumping the route there is Bryce Simons, not able to bring in the INT.
If he didn't jump that route, he would have been to the house. That just crazy how this Iowa defense is running chaos all over the Nebraska offense.
It was definitely a ball hawking defense from the Hawkeyes. This time Towers not able to get rid of the ball, brought down the backfield for the loss of 5. Ryan Schultz with his first sack of the night. Ryan Schultz is a big part of that Hawkeye defense. He is on pace to set the school season record for tackles.
That is absolutely crazy, Kevin. We've talked about this. This Nebraska team has changed since last week. We haven't seen the INTs. We've seen more running and passing plays from Towers tonight.
Breaking a couple tackles on the return, but not able to turn it into a bunch of yardage. Tyree picks up 13. Ball's going to be at midfield to start the next drive.
It's going to be interesting. Is Iowa going to let their foot off the gas pedal for a little bit, give Nebraska a little bit of breathing room, or are they just going to continue to hammer them repeatedly on drives?
I think the Hawkeyes are going to keep having some offensive drive here, although that one gets brought down in the backfield. Tyree loses 1.
It's like we said, the Nebraska defense keeps exposing this offense, and it's working in their favor right now. So
dropping back to pass, that one complete over the middle. able to pick up 7 yards is Warner. Going to bring up 3rd and 5. That's his 4th catch on the night. Picked up 34 yards.
He was able to get open, and the connection was able to work. So
now back in the shotgun, looking to pass again. Ball over the middle. Able to pick up the first down as Covington picks up 8 yards. And we saw the stats pop up there. 23 of 32 on passing is range tonight. For as strong as the offense has been, the passing completion percentage isn't as high as you might expect. This time, drum back to pass again. And pocket finally collapsed. Range dropped for a 6-yard sack. Solomon Tank with his first sack on the night.
Absolutely. And you brought up the quarterback stat line. That's all because Nebraska has shown up to play right now.
Solomon Tank, definitely someone to look out for. He is a big defensive lineman, and you don't want to take too many hits like that. This pass complete over the middle, picking up all the lost yardage, and then some. Tyree picks up 16. Could be 3rd and inches. Range takes a big hit as he lets that one go.
I don't know if that's going to affect him later in this game with that hit. He might be seeing doubles. Make sure you aim for the right one because it might go the other way.
3rd and a short 1 coming up. 1 in the backfield, 2 receivers to the left. Drum back to pass some room. Looking out, trying to deflect the ball, not able to quite get a hand on it. Are the Cornhuskers? Warner picks up the first down.
He stiff-armed him to the next state, man. You can't hold him back like that.
No, but it is a game of inches. Nebraska, another 2 inches of wingspan on a couple of defenders, and those are all deflected passes tonight. Now, Range trying to scramble away, gets sacked again. Solomon Tank picks up 2 sacks on the drive.
It's like we said, this Nebraska defense is coming to show up to show out. They want to make a name for themselves, and they are doing it right now.
Solomon Tank only had 2 sacks on the season so far, so he's doubled his sack total for the night, or sack total for the season. Coming up now, Range looking to get off that pressure and pick up the yardage. Able to get the first down as McAllister, 20 yards, 1st and goal inside the 5.
He was able to run his route, get open, put a defenseman on spin cycle, and manage to forward progress it to get within almost to the end zone.
And it looks like he was brought down around the 3. Hawkeyes are looking to punch it in again. Nebraska, hands in the air, hands on the hips. What do we need to do to keep them off the field? Right now, the answer is not watch Tyree just walk into the end zone.
They must have fed them the best corn tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's starting to get crazy.
Now that's rough to see that big of a hole for the running back. There was no one within 5 yards of him as he got into the end zone. Iowa stretching this one out 55-6 as we have about 2 minutes, 48 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
So it's 55-6 here. In Tuscaloosa, it is 58-14. Both good games here on Twitch and on YouTube.
This ball right out of the end zone. Spencer Lewis Jr. picks up 25 yards of the return. We see Tyree's stats across the half. First half picked up 57 yards. Here, nearing the end of the 3rd quarter, he's already picked up another 18. I know he's got to be gunning for that 100-yard mark tonight. But now Towers back on offense. Ball complete over the middle. Leonard picks up 5 yards and shoulder to the chest.
Both teams are handing out sandwiches tonight, with the shoulder pads being the main entree. So
back in the shotgun is Towers. 2nd and 5. Ball complete out. Turning upfield. Able to pick up the first down is Martinez. Nice 8-yard completion.
That makes it 1st and 10.
Forward progress, that's all I can say. I'm at a loss for words because the offense is now starting to come to life. That's what I want to see as a fan, as a player, everything. I'm enjoying this.
Did see Martinez has 60 receiving yards. That is half of the team's receiving yards on the night. Martinez has definitely been a bright spot as Towers gets brought down in the backfield for a sack. Hiro Nikojima picks up his 3rd sack of the night.
he was able to get loose off the assignment, and he saw his lane and he took it.
We saw back-to-back 2 sacks within the single drive just a couple of drives ago from Nikojima. We'll see if he can do it again here. 2nd and 19. Hawkeyes looking like they're about to bring some more pressure. Pressure's picked up. Ball tossed out. Bringing the ball in as Leonard picks up 9 yards. Erases the sack. Going to be 3rd and 10.
Absolutely. They had backward progress. They got the forward progress. Takes them back to the normal line of scrimmage. It's good. That's progress. So.
And now 3rd and 10. Nebraska only 3 of 13 on 3rd downs tonight. Airing it out deep, and Colt Winsel on the defense there. Not able to bring in an INT, but it is going to force another punt.
Tom Towers is on the sideline looking at the film right now. I bet you he's breathing a big sigh of relief that didn't get picked off.
And for the issues Towers had last week with the 3 interceptions, I want to say they're fixed because he hasn't had any INTs tonight, but there have been a lot of plays that look like they could have been interceptions, and he's maybe just breathing a sigh of relief that it's not back-to-back weeks of multiple INTs.
Absolutely, and like last week you talked about was a big just knuckle buster. This week it's an improvement. As you see, range 26 for 35, 356 yards, and multiple TDs. Just wow. Yep.
And with the 2 TDs tonight, CC Range is now 3rd all-time in Iowa school history on passing touchdowns. So moving up that chart is CC Range as Cash brings in a nice catch for 8 yards.
When you look at the stat sheet, and I know for me and you, any milestone is big enough for these players. So
now receivers bunched on the left. Now receiver going over to the right. Range back to pass again. That one's picked off. Running the other way to give Nebraska a bit of a spark. Nice INT play there by one of the big men. Denny Laird picking up the INT.
INT here is, we were expecting this to come from the Nebraska side, but the Iowa side, he's been perfect all night. Maybe he got a little bit too much air under it. He misread the zone coverage. As you can see, Range is upset with himself right now.
Yeah, definitely get a clip of that. That's a nice INT there. Could have set Nebraska up with good field position. First time on the right side of the 50 in quite a while, and then almost being pushed back over it again. Towers takes a sack for 8. Nikojima picks up his 4th sack of the night.
Just feed the man. Look at it. He got loose again and was able to bring Towers down. Hats off to both teams playing really well, defenses and offenses.
Nebraska setting up now 2nd and 18 with about 30 seconds left in the 3rd. Looking for another pass. Now defense coming in again and not able to escape. Towers sacked again. That's David Tilley Jr. picking up his 3rd sack of the night.
Absolutely. We've got an exciting game here, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, over on Twitch, Alabama doing Alabama things. It is 65-14, Crimson Tide leading.
Now 3rd and a country mile for Nebraska, trying to set up, find a way to get first down. Screen pass out to left. Couple of blockers out there, but not enough to have Ennis break free. He's going to lose one on the play. 4th and 23, and after the INT, Nebraska's going to be forced to punt again.
They were starting to get it working, and then it stops and it starts working. They're doing work out there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to bash them. They are out there trying their best against this Iowa defense who is capitalizing on all fronts.
And Nebraska's just had a bit of trouble finding the consistency that they want tonight, but they're going to let the clock run out here into the 3rd quarter. Iowa up big. You're watching the CFSL by PX1 Sports here on YouTube. Forza in chat. We'll bring it back here soon. Tavian Tyree gets credit for being the one person in chat to follow instructions, put that 4 in chat. There come the rest of the 4s as the 4th quarter is underway with a punt. This one flying out of bounds near the 25-yard line.
Right now, if you look at the points, yeah, it's a lopsided game. 64 plays to 52, 471 yards to 117. First down, Iowa's just absolutely dominating it.
The ball looked like it went out much further downfield than it from here in the booth. Ball started off at the 32, And Tyree picking up 8 yards to start off this offensive drive.
Start clicking away. You want to try to run that clock down. That's what you want to do if you're an Iowa player.
And we see Tyree 22 carries, 83 yards, 17 more to get to the Century Club for the night. See if he's able to put that in on this drive. As we have receivers in motion, range back to pass. Has a nice pocket again. Ball complete out over the first down marker. That's going to be brought in. Terrence Jones picking up his 3rd catch of the night.
He was able to find a man and make the connection, get it there, get the first down.
Speaking of first downs, 22 first downs of the night. This ball handed off to Tyree. Tyree's going to pick up another 6 yards. 2nd and 4 coming up.
I think Iowa's trying to show off for the kids a little bit, knowing that they have their back. It's a great game going on both sides of the ball right now.
Ball handed off again, running left, plowing through a couple defenders. Tyree picks up another 8 first down for the Hawkeyes.
Just continue running, because right now you want to keep Nebraska on their heels. We keep talking about Nebraska's going to figure it out. Well, they're starting to, so.
Tyree with 5 touchdowns already on the night. Picks up another 10 yards. That puts him over the 100-yard mark. 2nd in inches after that big gain.
Big gains come at a big price. It's going to be interesting to see how Nebraska responds.
Ball out to the left, brought in, picking up some yards before being forced out of bounds. McAllister picks up 9, and Iowa is clicking once again.
They are very much clicking. They're spreading the ball, running the ball. Good teamwork. Nebraska, they are trying their best to stop this onslaught.
Now another pass out to the right, spread it all the field. That's McAllister picking it up again, 12 yards, 149 yards receiving tonight. He's had a great night tonight.
Everybody on this Iowa team, they've been spreading it out there, Kevin. They've been clicking on all cylinders, so.
That ball looked like it was about to be intercepted. Drew Lake on the defense there, just not able to quite haul that in.
It had interception written all over it, but he was not able to pull it in.
Now with 2 backs in the backfield. Fake handoff, toss over the middle. Cash brings it in, 7-yard reception. 3rd and 3 coming up. Ball sitting just inside, on the 5-yard line. You see Iowa 9 of 12 on 3rd down conversion, 75% conversion rate. It's really good as you have a delayed handoff, pushing forward. William Price picking up the touchdown there, giving Tyree a bit of a breather. And after that run, Iowa now leads 61, about to be 62-6. And yet the walk-on Warrior putting in some work, getting some extra points on his stat sheet.
So we talk about the 62-6 here. Meanwhile, in Tuscaloosa, it is 72-14 Alabama Tide rolling the Gators.
Now, with the Grand Track, we see we're taking a look at all the sacks that Tower has been forced to take tonight. We know Nikajima's got 4. We saw David Tilley Jr.'s got 3. 8 sacks for the team. And an extra knockdown, 13 hurries. Towers has just been under pressure all night.
Absolutely. It's not the INTs tonight. It's the sacks that have plagued the Nebraska offense.
Now on a play-action pass, has some time. Ball thrown out and not intercepted. Kirsch not able to bring that in, but that one is another close pass.
He's getting lucky, ladies and gentlemen. Up here, it seems like it's easy, but down there, it's loud, it's nervous, so.
Not seeing anything open downfield. Towers tries to escape, gets brought down for another sack. That's Ryan Schultz picking up his 2nd sack of the night.
Nothing open. He tried to go outside that hole that he's felt protected in, and he just wasn't able to, and Iowa snuffed him out quickly.
On the plus side, you've minimized the yardage lost on the sack because you're able to close that gap just a little bit. Downside, it's now 3rd and 12, and the Hawkeyes have their ears pinned back looking for another sack. Ball aired way downfield and making a diving catch there. Able to bring that in, Jimmy Brown picking up the big reception downfield.
Looking at this on replay, guys, look at this. The cannon throw from Towers downfield, just beauty pass through the nighttime sky, and he was able to dive for that catch. Amazing.
Yeah, another half step or so, and he's catching that in stride and running all the way into the end zone. But first big play in a while for Nebraska. Now ball sitting at the 41, looking for some room and stumbling forward. Towers able to escape enough of the pressure to pick up 2 yards on a scramble.
He starting to run a little bit forward, nothing to be frowned at, so.
Yeah, I almost hesitate to call that a scramble. I don't think that was an intentional run forward as much as it was just trying to keep from taking too many hits. But now more space, ball comes out to the right, caught, brought in, Martinez picks up 2, Towers back down on the turf again.
Well, Kevin, we have a good game here. Our game in Tuscaloosa just went final. Alabama comes to 72, Florida Gators 14.
Now Towers back in the pistol, looking, and not able to get rid of that one. Sacked for 7. That's going to be Nakajima picking up his 5th sack of the night.
Just Towers is going to have nightmares after this. The amount of sacks he's taken, and I'd be scared.
Now that's going to put Nakajima second in for single game number of sacks for Iowa. If he gets another one, he'll be tied for first. So Nakajima, I'm sure, wants Nebraska to get the ball back at least one more time, see if he can't hit that record.
Oh, you're right. They want to try to hit the record. He wants that record, so.
And the thing is, if it's not him, it might be David Tilley Jr., who's also picked up quite a few sacks on the night, who might be pressuring for it. But instead, Iowa's out here on offense, CC range, looking, handing the ball off, and picking up a big chunk of yardage as Tavian Tyree picks up 11.
He was able to find a lot of open real estate there, Kevin, and that's the most real estate we have seen in a single run so far.
Blake there on the tackle, his 9th of the night. Ball handed off again as Iowa's starting to chew the clock a bit. Tyree picks up another yard.
Chew the clock a little bit, try to rest your players, give them a little bit of a break, but we know Nebraska wants that big capitalization play soon.
Most receivers getting a little pass out there, range, not able to have that one complete. Going to bring up 3rd and 9.
As you can see, Iowa's 10 for 13 in their 3rd down conversions. That's decent for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So,
well, that's beyond decent. That's almost ridiculous. Now we've got a screen pass coming out, and the blockers do set up, able to break the first tackle as Tyree, not able to make it to the sticks, though. 4th and 4. Very rare Iowa punt.
Nebraska standing tall in the trenches, ladies and gentlemen. The punter has gotten a little bit of a break tonight for Iowa, so it's going to be interesting to see how Nebraska responds.
On the return, Joey Smith trying to drag some people with him, able to pick up 8. Nebraska's going to come out on offense, and we see on the game track again, Hiro Nakajima, so many sacks tonight. David Tilley Jr. has got 3. Ryan Schultz has 2. Just the entire team. Just find Towers, bring Towers down. That's the mission.
Absolutely 7 tackles, 5 sacks, and 5 tackles for loss, ladies and gentlemen. Towers is going to have a nightmare when he gets home back to Nebraska.
And just getting that wall away, and a murderous hit after bringing that in on Spencer Lewis Jr. He picks up 5 and is just laid flat out.
Can we go ahead and get the fire department on standby and also rescue squad for that hit? Just my heavens, knocked him to the next postal code.
Now coming out Nebraska, 2nd and 5. Looking to get another first down under their belts. Has time in the pocket, gets rid of the ball, going left. Into double coverage, though. Richardson able to bat that pass away.
That is something you don't want to do, ladies and gentlemen. He threw it into double coverage. He did that last weekend. He got burned. He's almost gotten burned this time.
Oh, and setting up the screen pass there. Offensive line not able to hold it all. Vanilla picking up his first sack of the night. It does seem like that entire defensive line is getting to feast.
Absolutely. I don't know if it's a Thanksgiving Day feast or a Subway feast, but they're all eating tonight.
That is every scholarship player on the defensive line with at least 1 sack tonight. As the punt is away, taking it 20. And Tyree able to pick up 7 yards on the return as I was going to come out here again on offense. Got about 3.5 minutes left. If you're Iowa with this kind of a lead, what do you try to do to maybe prep for next week?
So honestly, let's be honest here. Try not to port too much on Nebraska any more than what you have it. Take what you've learned this game and what you've done in Nebraska and try to put it to next week.
Clock running down. Iowa snaps 2nd and 8. Ball handed off. And with some room here, able to pick up another 8 yards is Tyree. Going to be 3rd and inches as Iowa looks to finish running out this clock.
The more they chew this clock out is the more times Nebraska can't do the big plays, and time is running out for the Nebraska offense.
Now we've seen quite a few good big plays from the Iowa offense tonight. We know that Tyree crossed the 100-yard mark. CC Range got that record, now 3rd all-time in touchdowns for the Hawkeyes. We've had the potential sack records being set. McAllister not picking up any yards there, but almost 150 yards in the night. That's going to be huge for him. Iowa's offense just really came to play tonight.
Absolutely. They must have ate their Wheaties for breakfast, because this is the kind of playing you want to see in the brightest lights of YouTube for Peaks One Sports on YouTube.
As we get ready to wrap this one up, Nebraska has had a rough game tonight. The defense has shown a lot of spirit in them, able to get some good plays in. They've prevented a lot of the big plays, which is something you always want to avoid. And after able to force a punt, going to have one more offensive drive to maybe get some positive vibes going into next week.
Oh, absolutely. And we've been talking highly of Towers. He's done his job tonight. Not the INTs, but the sacks have plagued him. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next week.
And now on the read option, not able to pick up any yards, though. Going to be 2nd and 10. Schultz picking up his 8th tackle on the night. Again, he's on pace to get most tackles in school history, so I'm sure he wants every tackle he can get under his belt tonight. Ball coming out to the right. Martinez picks up 11 yards on that catch. Able to get another first down. He's got 73 yards tonight. A little bit more than a third of his team's total receiving yards. So good night for Martinez. And another read option. That's the 3rd or 4th time we see the read option. The read option has looked good, even if they're not necessarily picking up too many yards this time. Iowa has bit on that. That may be something they see in their practice tapes coming next week.
Oh, absolutely. And to move forward for Nebraska, focus on the potence here. You have held Iowa to punt multiple times, so.
Oh, barely escaping the sack there. Nakajima has to be bemoaning the fact that that one got away. And then the pass almost intercepted as well. That's 2 close calls for Nebraska. Pockets there, starting to collapse, and thrown out into middle of nowhere. 3 Iowa defenders, the closest people to the ball. Going to be kicking this one away as we get ready to end this one. As the clock is going to expire, Iowa going to be taking in a big win, breaking their losing streak in a big way, coming away here 62-6, your final score. CJ, Nebraska tonight just wasn't their night, was it?
No, it wasn't their night. Towers had a better night than he did last week. So that's some stuff to move forward to. If you're an Iowa Hawkeye fan, if you build it, they will come, and that's how they showed up tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Chad's corrected me. They never had a losing streak. I could have sworn I read in my notes there was a losing streak. I apologize to the Iowa fans. Iowa having a big game tonight.
absolutely. They showed up and fired on all cylinders. They were out to send a message. That message was clearly sent, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed this ball game as much as we did up here in the booth.
Yeah, that was definitely a good one. As we see, Tavian Tyree gets player of the game honors, 5 touchdowns, over 100 yards rushing. Great game by him. Big thanks to our executive producer, Mike Peters, and my broadcast partner, CJ Orndorff, for tonight's action. On behalf of everyone, I'm Kevin Hicks. You've been watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube. Tomorrow night, we head to Knoxville for a Rocky Top homecoming as LSU and Tennessee are going to kick it off at 6:30 p.m. We look forward to seeing you there. Hope everyone has a great night.